Good morning, Cindy Birkland here. Welcome back to the channel. And we are back on our Naked Money series. And today I want to talk about retirement a little bit and some things to do before you retire. Now, for some of you that retirement seems so far away, okay, I get it. But these are the things we need to be thinking about, even if retirement is 20 years away, knowing that these things need to be done. Now, for those of you that are closer to retirement, maybe you're 62, 65, 70, and you want to start thinking about retirement, these are the things I need you to focus on before you retire. So we're going to go over 3 tips today that I want to talk about that really will make your life so much easier in retirement. Now, I want to preface this by saying, when we retire, typically we have less money in retirement. You don't have your job anymore. You might have a pension. You might have Social Security. You might have money coming in now from an annuity. But the idea is to reduce your debt so that you can live on less income. Now, there's some great things here so that you don't have to change your lifestyle so drastically once you retire. I mean, who wants to eat beans and rice all in retirement, right? So let's talk about some things that we can do, because maybe we're losing $20,000 a year, $30,000 a year. That doesn't seem like much, but $1,500 to $2,000 a month makes a big difference. So these tips are going to make up for that loss of income. So let's begin with paying off your high interest rate loans. And furthermore, it could be low interest rate loans. So let's start with credit cards. Credit cards typically are things I've always encouraged people to use credit cards in case of an emergency, if you're going to use them at all. I'm not a big fan of credit cards. I don't use them. I use my debit cards. I know a lot of people like to use them for points, but here's the deal. If while you're gainfully employed, and let's say you rack up your credit card every month to $3,000 for points, let's say you're putting all your utility bills on there and everything you buy, your groceries and everything goes on that credit card, and then you pay it off at the end of every month. That's fabulous when you have $6,000 a month coming in, 7, 8 grand, whatever. But when your income drops to say maybe $4,000 a month, you're not going to have the ability to do that. So what if we start getting rid of credit cards entirely so that bill is not needing to be paid every single month at all? Paying off your student loans. Believe it or not, 1 in 3 Americans has a student loan. So a lot of people will carry those student loans. They make the minimum monthly payment all the way through, and then they end up with all this interest tacked onto these loans. And you're still responsible for those in retirement. And those loans are not going away. You cannot bankrupt a student loan. And when you pass away, they go on like anything you have in your estate. Those loans have to be paid first before they're given to your heir. Any income is given to your heirs. So these loans, I kind of call them the devil. Let's get rid of them and really focus on paying those off before you retire. So if you've been paying minimum monthly payments all this time and now you have a $50,000 student loan, you do not want to carry a loan like this into retirement. They have been actually taking people's Social Security checks that have gotten into default on student loans. This is not something you want to mess with. It is worse almost than having, an IRS lien problem. So it is imperative that student loans get paid off before you retire. Okay. Number 2, what about prepaying large vacations? And the reason I say this is typically when people retire, you've been waiting your whole life to retire. So year 1, what do people do? They go on that amazing vacation that they never were able to do. And let's say it's a 2-3 month vacation, like you're going to go on this cruise ship, a world cruise. Well, how much money do you think a world cruise is going to cost right now? You don't want to be taking that money out of your retirement dollars when you're, facing way less money in retirement. If you know you're going to retire in 2 years and you want to go on that trip of a lifetime in year 1 of retirement, and you know it's going to cost, $25,000. Well, what about right now putting $2,000 away every single month for the next 2 years out of your employment income. You don't want to be taking that out of, tax later accounts like IRAs and 401ks like that. That's not the way to do it. So prepay large vacations. Okay. Budget those in now while you're still gainfully employed. Number 3, how about paying off your whole entire mortgage or do a reverse mortgage? So if you're going to be losing $3,000 and $4,000 income per month in retirement and your house payment is $2,500, and you've got $50,000 left before retirement, that needs to be a goal to get that thing completely paid off, or a reverse mortgage. Now, I'm a big fan of reverse mortgage. That is really my specialty I do in the loan business. And I like reverse mortgage because cash is king. In retirement, let's say you have got a house that's worth $500,000, you owe 50 grand on it, your payment is $1,800 a month. Do you really want to be paying that in retirement? Well, what about cashing out and pulling out half the cash out of the house? Now you've got $250,000 minus your $50,000 loan you owe. Now you have $200,000 that you can be using for your spending needs, your vacations, all that kind of thing. Hopefully you've gotten your retirement account set up fine. You've got annuity set up. You've got a pension, Social Security's coming in, but cash is king. And imagine pulling out that kind of cash and still not having a mortgage payment. Now, this is for seniors 62 and older. You got to be 62. You got to qualify for these. But again, you don't want to have to qualify for a loan, a regular loan or whatever when you're in retirement making less income. You may not qualify. So reverse mortgages are often easier to qualify because there is no house payment if you've done it correctly. So these are just some tips that I would really recommend that you do before retirement. And even if you're not close to retirement, be thinking of these things so you know how to properly prepare. Now, if this conversation interests you, please get a hold of me at CindyBerkland.com and let's have a chat. Cindy Berkland here. Just wanted to say thank you for watching the channel. And if you want more content, just need you to click right here. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, clicking right here. If any of these conversations have interested you, please get a hold of us at CindyBerkland.com, or you can reach me at CindyBerkland@gmail.com. Thanks again for watching.